very much. Appreciate it.
7-0. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it, honestly. It was a nice, good fight. Good to implement some things that we've been working on in the gym. Just a few little tricks that we've been doing, because, as Sean says, as we step up the levels, there's little tricks that we want to start implementing and start trying and start using. And I feel like I used quite a few of them in there. So it was a good fight, definitely.
And this is your second fight under Sean's?
Second under Sean, yeah. First one, that was quite rushed, because I had a date and then I joined his gym because I was a little bit, because obviously couldn't make match training times.
Yeah.
I had the date, so in the middle of my camp I had to move gym, so it was a bit of a rushed one, whereas this one I've had more time, and I feel like you can see that it was much better than the last one. Last one was a bit of a rushed kind of dropping the weight as well, and then we're as familiar with the gym as I am now, and as familiar with the coaching style as I am now. So I feel like this one was a lot better, and I showed things I've been working on.
And I think you could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, just going back to your previous fight, you beat Clayton Bricknell 39-37 in the fourth.
Yeah,
fight.
I believe so.
And you got the clean sweep tonight. And that just goes to show we've made improvements, we've gone back, we've learned. So how important has it been moving gyms and working with Sean and having the world-class athletes that you've got in there?
Do you know what? I can't. The image Sean portrays is not what he actually is, because you know what? He gives off this big, slightly daft character, but when it comes to the boxing, he's one of the smartest people I've ever met when it comes to the boxing. He picks up on the littlest things, like when we're sparring, he'll tell me one tiny little simple detail that he's picked up on, and I'll do it, and he'll tell me something to do. Something as simple as, when this happens, just step to your right. And it'll make all the difference. He's so clever, you wouldn't believe. And additionally, Sam, can't give her enough praise. She's like the mother of the gym slightly, but in a nice way. Do you know what I mean?
You need to run fast when she hears you.
Nah. It's in a nice way. She's
fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. And again, she's very, very clever, very technical. Again, picks up on very minor details. Notices little things, that just small little adjustment, which is why they've got to they've got world-class fighters, because they're clever and they pick up on these little things that take you to that next level. And I feel like, especially with sparring these kind of level people, I'm picking up on these little things that they're talking about, and it's making me into a much better fighter. And what it definitely has is, although I can have the mentality of, the real pressure and intensity and high pace and things like that, which is good. They've added that thinking element into my game.
You've just took that kind of my next question. Because I was going to describe you as a pressure fighter. You like to put your opponents onto the back foot. And you're on the chest, you're wanting to come forward all of the time. For me tonight, there was a little bit more boxing IQ there.
Yes.
That little bit more thought and that composure. Everything was just, it's like you just said, those tiny little increments of change that just all start to fit together and come together like that jigsaw.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing I did in there is that when he was trying to dance around the outside, I didn't just chase him or try to cut the ring off every single time. Although I was cutting the ring off a lot, there was a point where I just thought, hold on, I just stood back, took 2 steps back into the centre of the ring and let him come forward a little bit, because rather than me chasing him around and wasting energy, we've done it in sparring. There's been times where I've sparred good back foot fighters, and Sam will say to me, she goes, don't chase him, just step back, let him come to you, because you don't need to waste the energy. So and I noticed it in there when he was trying to get away and move around the edge of the ring. I just thought, hold on.
And they're in an unknown territory when that happens, because they are used to being the back foot. They're waiting for the counter shot. They're waiting to step in and get back to you. So when you give them that pause, it's almost like a year's gone by. They're like,
Yeah.
And so they do step in. It is that unknown territory, and then you can use that timing, that distance, and get your shots off.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, one thing we were working on there as well was linking the shots together. And I feel like, especially in the last round, I hurt him and I could feel him going slightly, and I just I was trying to link the shots together, and then he just held on to me. And normally I'm quite good at kind of throwing people off.
It was a full combo.
Yeah.
2 body hooks, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it hurt him. And he gripped onto me quite tight, because normally I can throw people off, but I couldn't throw him off at that point.
No, but no, it was fantastic. And just the other side of this as well. You've had 2 pullouts on this fight, I believe.
Yeah.
And so Jake Osberg was a late replacement.
Yeah. Much respect to him for that.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. How much does that make a difference to you when you're preparing for a specific fighter or a specific style, and then you get a late replacement? Does it have any effect on you?
At this level, not so much, because we're fighting
the game, right?
Yeah. So we're fighting the away fighters. They come in and give us a test. So at this level, it's more about me working on things that I'm doing rather than opponent-specific things. And we're working on certain stuff that is general stuff that would work against most people. So to be honest, for me, the only difference was I would have liked to have got 6 rounds.
Yeah.
But due to circumstances, we could only do 4. And that's the only difference. I was preparing for 6 rounds and I was fit for 6 rounds. At the end of the 4th, even though the 4th was a decent pace, I was okay. Do you know what I mean? 2 more would have been absolutely easy. So that's the only difference, was the 2 lesser rounds. Tactics-wise, didn't really make a difference to me. I'm not a fussy man. I'm low maintenance, so it didn't bother me.
You're a happy man, I can see that, especially when you've got the gloves on. And hopefully we'll see you on another VIP card towards the end of the year. Fingers crossed?
Fingers crossed, all being well. So we are aiming for 3 weeks' time. A 6-rounder against another prospect. So 7-0 v 7-0 in Wigan. We'll wait for confirmation of that, but that's what it should be. So this was kind of a run out before that, and it was a good run out because for me, it was just for me to test things that we've been working on in the gym.
It certainly looked like it worked from my side.
Definitely. So yeah, hopefully next in a few weeks, back out again, raising the levels, prospect v prospect, ready to go.
Well, I will be excited for that. I'll be out there covering that show at Wigan as well. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Moved to 7-0.
Thank you very much. I just want to big up my sponsors. First off, my brother here, the Grumpy Baker, best cheesecakes in the country. My OG, Shilajit, wellness, vitamins, minerals, all of that kind of stuff. Stacked, best burgers about. Get to Manchester, you know this. iPhysio, my brother. Any issues I've got always sorts me out. And last but not least, Free Palestine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.